this curved Ellough Park grid. There you see it. One guy waving his arms around as the rider's not going to be able to know that he's going to start in third place there on the outside. As we've mentioned a couple of times, pole position here at Ellough Park on the outside. We've seen a number of drivers take full advantage of that second place berth on the inside. One of them earlier in the day, Lee Stevenson, got jumped. Marshall points up to the red light. The red lights are on. We're away. It's quite an early start there from the rider in sixth place. How early was that though? We'll have a quick look later on, because he's made a very, very quick start off the line. Potentially jump start though, or it could be an absolute masterstroke from them. We'll find out in due course, but it was a very quick start for the rider from sixth place. Riders then making their way through then in this mini bike 160 class here. This is race B. We'll be following it up shortly afterwards then from race number 1. Making their way then down on the opening lap towards the Alan Wones hairpin. We'll clock the riders then as they come over the line for the first time. Timing will update down the left side. The stacker will appear, and the first rider that appears over the line is Zach Weston aboard the number 35. He's in front of the 222 of Harvey Lathrope, then Stevenson, Newton, Skayman, King, Bartle, Teo Collymore, Hussein Williams and Harry Pell, the 10 runners in this Junior Supermoto 140 race number 2. That's what it says in the top corner. Thought we were going to run 160s, but it is the 140 class that was out the VT at the start, not matching up with the race. But Zach Weston leads from Harvey Lathrope, and they have pulled away from the rest of the pack. 2 seconds the gap at the end of the first lap. It's probably going to be even more as they come through at the start of the second. Weston, Lathrope and Stevenson then the top 3 in this 8-lap race in the Junior Supermoto 140 class, sponsored by Ugly.com. Sorry, Ugly & Co. Riders out there once again, aged between 9 and 14 years old. 140cc bikes. The leader is opening up a gap once again, but he is pulling Lathrope with him away from the rest of the pack. Stevenson is in a fairly comfortable third as well, but unable to make inroads. Main battle on the circuit is the one for fourth place between Jack Newton, Toby Skayman, Bobby King and Teo Collymore is on the back of that one as well. So that's Jack Newton at the front. Is 135, unmistakably liveried blue and pink machine, coming under pressure from the 134 of Toby Skayman. Skayman closed up there into the final complex of corners, the two of them starting to move away now from King and Teo Collymore in 6th and 7th respectively. Rather intense battle going on between the two of them into the bottom end of the circuit. I think this is Bartle and Thomas battling it out for 8th place down the longest of the back straights here, probably even longer actually than the front straight, with most of that being a curve over the start finish line. And the riders having to move their way over. So that is a St Thomas in the background. You saw the number 10 board on the front flapping around, trying to chase down George Bartle in front of him aboard the number 21. You see that going through the right-hander at Clinton's, the sharp change of direction, followed to the same extent round Barney's as well, as the riders make their way round the 180 hairpin before snapping back left. As we've mentioned a few times, big bulky tyre wall on the inside of that corner means that the riders don't want to try and chop across too much. Thomas once again tries to close in on the back of Bartles. We are at half race distance. As we are, we will update on the 10 runners in their order: Weston, Lathrope, Stevenson, Newton, Skayman, Collymore, King, Bartle, Thomas and Pell, the 10 runners. And Bartle takes a very defensive line, so he certainly knows that Thomas is there behind him into the Holmes hairpin. This is once again a battle between Newton and Skayman. Skayman still hasn't managed to find a way through on Newton. Does seem to get a good run though out of Barney's, and I imagine as the laps tick away, the braking might get later and later down into that final hairpin at Barney's. Hasn't sent a move down the inside yet, although having said that, Newton runs very wide round the Degner 1 hairpin at the start of the lap. Does however allow him to get the power down a little bit sooner, and he pulls away down the back straight towards the double apex right of Shoemakers. This is the left at Holmes. Behind them as well, trying to get himself into the party, is Bobby King, and we haven't really seen anything of Bobby King in this battle so far, but now the number 55 is trying to close up on the back, and it's like Newton is forced to go wide into the Barney's hairpin, and down the inside does go Skayman and up into 4th place. So he's lined it up for a couple of laps, but now Toby Skayman will come over the line. You'll get confirmation as those two riders swap round. One will go green, one will go red, but once again down the inside goes Newton into that into the first corner. Newton though runs wide in doing so, and he's given up 2 places in around about half a lap as Collymore gets down the... So Collymore actually is getting down the inside then, so Skayman, Newton and Collymore in this battle, absolutely nothing between them. Behind them Bobby King has got a fairly comfortable 7th place, but he can't make inroads into this battle. And now, can Teo Collymore do anything about Toby Skayman? The last lap board is out for our race leader. He's already well down the road, Zach Weston, being kept honest by Harvey Lathrope, but the gap is still 2.5 seconds between them. Skayman, Collymore and Newton, they're battling it out over 4th place. Daniel Stevenson in a comfortable 3rd. He's already down the road by around about 8 seconds from this battle. They'll see the last lap board. Will there be any last lap moves? There is. It's one down the inside by Teo Collymore. Round the outside though goes Skayman, tries to keep the throttle on and maximise his exit, but he can't. And Teo Collymore has worked his way through the field and is now up into a fantastic 4th place. He was down in 6th a lap and a half ago. He managed to dispatch of Newton. Now he's dispatched Skayman as well, but can Skayman hold off Newton on this final lap? Newton gets a good run out of Holmes. Can't get down the inside though into O'Rossi. Having said that, Skayman runs very wide once again. He'll try to throw a move down the inside of Collymore into Barney's hairpin. Collymore eases off the throttle, runs round the outside, and that might have handed the 5th place to Newton. As Skayman can't hold the position, can he? He can. He's come back down the inside. Collymore will come through in 4th place. This is going to be a drag race to the line between Skayman and Newton. Skayman takes the 5th from Newton, so the runners as they come over the line to complete race number 2 for the junior supermoto class, sponsored by Ugly & Co. See Zach Weston take a comfortable victory from Harvey Lathrope. Then it's Stevenson, Collymore, Skayman, Newton, King, Bartle, Thomas and Pell will come over the line to complete the 10 riders in race number 2 for our Supermoto 140s.